If Jainism, if Hinduism is so great, why are their countries shitholes?
How funny. Some people judge entire civilization only by who became rich in just last 200 or 300 years. As if human history started recently. By that logic, Egypt, Greece, Rome and Persia would able to be called failures despite shaping the foundations of human civilization. For nearly 1700 of the last 2000 years, India was among the world's largest economies long before many modern nations even existed. India had thriving trade routes, advanced mathematics, astronomy, philosophy, medicine, universities, and a spiritual system that influenced civilization across Asia and beyond. This is the land that gave the world zero, major development in algebra and astronomy, deep philosophical traditions, yoga, meditation, and some of the oldest continuously surviving knowledge system in human history. Ancient universities like Nalanda attracted scholars from different parts of the world, centuries before the idea of modern Western university even emerged. So reducing an Asian civilization to is it rich today? Is it not analysis? It is historical ignorance. And yes, there is an uncomfortable truth. People avoid discussing civilization that focus more on philosophy, trade, coexistence and knowledge. Sometimes becomes vulnerable to power driven by conquest, expansion and extraction, but that does not make the civilization inferior. In many ways, it says more about the nature of the invaders than the people being invaded. India faced repeated invasions, centuries of political fragmentation, colonial extraction, destruction of institutions, and finally partition. The British alone drained enormous wealth from India over generations while dismantling local industries and economic structures. Yet, despite all of this civilization itself survived. Its language, tradition, philosophies, and cultural identity still remain alive after thousands of years. And honestly, if India truly big and civilized or worthless, then why did so many empires spend centuries? Empires do not cross continent to loot empty land with no value. A civilization greatness is not measured only by current GDP, ranking or military dominance. If there were true, every civilization before modern in America or Europe would suddenly become irrelevant, which is obviously absurd. Economic dominance changes with time. Civilization rise, fall and rise again, but cultural depth, intellectual contribution and civilized continuity across thousands of years are far harder to build and far harder to destroy. History is much bigger than internet, one-liner and short-term comparisons. Thank you.